So is from the metodology, no what routine, influence, long influence, mix between plants, this is no routine system number one, magari things number one, so sort of birth of the previous, in particular, the birthday here. And the previous curtain was the beautiful grey curtain with the beautiful painted with branches. Flipping all the passages from the previous curtain, in fact, those things read to matter. So read one of my constants, one of my comments, comment section, it should be pointed to the first comment, perhaps the first comment. So one of them, magari si read the comment section. I don't know if you can read, see, notice it well from the shot near me. I think yes. See the green flowers, long flowers and mix with two plants. Or if not, even better, surely better, from the shot pratica the rest part of the video to which Perugia will show to you the weather scattered in general from this classic Windows, classical room, or this mythical classical Windows, mythical classical room, because you know there is also the other mythical window, the other mythical room, with the other mythical window. Or from a broader perspective, also from this other place, shot similar to the classical shot film and more than TS cover, in fact, the best to be the beautiful grey curtain, beautiful painted with branches, perhaps also for the first curtain, color curtain, and if I don't remember exactly, in the first curtain, all the story with the reports, the color of the curtain, and if I don't remember exactly, surely the color curtain is still in very major channel, so now you tell me one day or one time should you and this shot also read this effect, the fact that above when there isn't a green shooter, and also when there is, but more when there is, effect is measure. Now si vede a little picture sentence, sostanza si chiede for the previous curtain, beautiful curtain, beautiful painted matches, perhaps sostanza si chiede for the first certain color curtain, influence si chiede, and remember exactly this, and also si chiede for the new curtain, sorry, but repeat expression, also si chiede for 4-5 times, where this little picture sentence it is, but also and always better visible for me in its entirety, in this shot, at this point is a mythical legendary shot. As regards the green shooter, we need to use, but if I'm not mistaken, not to use the first days of last October, but around time exactly, but it's not, this isn't important at all, because important that also today is not visible now, as you read the little special sentence that I use for the curtain, also for it, because it's so valid also for it, so I repeat once again, but also and always better visible for me in its entirety, in this shot, at this point is mythical, legendary shot. And finally, from a medical keyword, GX 640, PG, PG, 625 volts, this is me, imagination. But greeting the people of the channel, first is getting the way. Non sono bene mi system. Also myself, Russell, the skis. And finally, I hope you all get breakfast. Today it's late in general, late for us. Vacanze late me for us. If maybe sempre that one, sci-fi, not at all. It's late in general, and it's okay for the first time, it's late in general. And for the day, we're not for us, so kind of almighty, make breakfast, this house, eat, not late, it's more late and more not, yes, but the all important is very for the trip, so some fucking breakfast for international meet. Start with that, fintan parte metti for yesterday. But start with drinking milk at fintan parte metti for today yesterday, so think at regular semana 3. So stretchable. Or repeat, includes the record. Let also Masat Simitame not more not yes. They are just only obviously just to include 13:35 minutes. but the important thing is just remember that in some way, also today, fortunately, so I'm really hungry. That's was to say. Breakfast is the most beautiful thing in the world. Absolutely. And as you know, since 1 month, 1 year, but also more than 1 year, I was lost to continue like the club for my reason Friday, it magari crash for weeks already 4 Fridays ago, and it was the fifth also with the reports and the beautiful bread, black and also white, and slightly different model in comparison with the previous. All the things that perhaps someone know if they follow in particular, in fact, on the Fridays what the report. Yes, but this should be time the period. I promise you to you, but I promise you at 1 day or 1 time, so non time ci better you better presidente di ci stati di things o meglio di speech, e fornire un shot obviously, se non c'è gioco che solito combatto, posso mani ma insomma con non fornire biscuit sarà me favorite fact that I'm beautiful combo so beautiful biscuits. Since I think at 1 month not basic stuff, biscuits a chocolate chip cookies, or cookies chip chocolate or chocolate chips. And if I'm not mistaken, also for to biscuits from Italy. But in particular, there are things that was read. The easiest one is about milk facts and shots running at the coffee, obviously, but also quick chocolate fact was nice for shot for recommend videos. So shot rain last, I think, 7 months is there was lo sto conto in visita in Piro, promise you at 1,000 damage, but as you there was money as quick because it finished. Now there is one thing brought it, one thing I think 184, 85 days, 26 days, lo sto concepito di time the period, so now you touch better. So since that month today I bought insert it once again in the milk, so very good news. Quindi se also effect because breakfast so sa bomba, ma si viene in particolare a me ma se non si chiede last period è giocoso. I do format ma sonia so of course I'm evening to the first time so that period and if some also say toll Nicolas breakfast so sa mega bomba. Second thing is about CS in Fabius is the Conad Italian cereals, mi sarà sempre position, perhaps also a casequo with the PAM, but general second position. Because another position for me the PAM, the Italian PAM dark chocolate chip cereals. In fact, always I do recommend them to you because they are really super bad. Tomorrow is supposed to be fun, I can't tomorrow. Tomorrow later. My Odyssey. I repeat if at the moment it's not easy because it's been analysis. Now I see other things for later, but I repeat things I said before. For last time, the fact that when it came out the session, the fact that the jury will be a session against the fact it's impossible to please to kiss it, so you see it once again.